The nature of witness consciousness in Advaita Vedanta. All the Upanishads not only establish the uniqueness of Brahman but also assert that nothing other than Brahman exists. Sarvankal Vidam Brahma Nehanana Asti Kinchana means that the entire universe is nothing but Brahman and there is no plurality in it. Brahman is the universal spirit and the supreme reality. It is self-effulgent. Being self-luminous, it illumines everything. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासः सर्वमिदं विभाति means there the sun shines not, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor even these lightning flashes. All these shine only after he shines. It is only through his luminosity that all this shines. The entire universe is the result of movement in consciousness. According to Shankara, there is an intelligent principle behind the manifest world which also can account for the design and purpose of the universe, and it is none other than the Brahman itself. Brahman as pure consciousness and it is self-effulgent. It is the light which manifests all objects and all relations between the objects. It is the primordial source of the universe, comprising the worlds, the objects in them, and the senses and the mind. It has neither inside nor outside, and it is a mere mass of knowledge. Brahman, the Supreme Self, is manifested as Atman, the inner self of all beings. It is neither limited in space and time nor governed by the law of causality. Though it is one and without a second, it appears as many to the ignorant. It is the subtle agent that animates the mind, sense organs, etc., and acquires the characteristics of knower, knowledge, and the known. Matter, the manifestation of Chaitanya at a lower level, can neither know itself nor anything else. It comes under the known category. Mind, a comparatively higher level of the manifestation of Chaitanya, can know matter, but it cannot know itself. It is both knower and known. Atman, being the highest level of Chaitanya, not only knows itself, but also everything else. There is no seer, no hearer, no knower other than itself. However, it can be known because a knower of all cannot be known by gross mind or senses. He is to be known only by the refined mind after being instructed by a competent and erudite teacher. Tad vijnanardham sa gurumeva abhigachet sabit panihi srotriyam brahmanishtam. Levels of consciousness. Though the unmanifested consciousness is pure, the manifested consciousness at different levels is impure to different degrees as it associated with Maya or Avidya. As already stated, we experience three states in our day-to-day life. They are waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep. We experience consciousness in waking state and we are aware of it. In this state, external objects determine the content of our consciousness. It is the state in which mind and sensory organs act as channels for consciousness to flow out and take the shape of the objects under observation. Similarly, we are aware of dreaming. Dream consciousness is made up of the same stuff as the waking consciousness, except that its content is not empirically real but a reflection of occurrences experienced in waking state. It is illusory in the sense that on waking one realizes the unreality of what experienced in the dream. Even though we are not apparently conscious of any experience whatsoever, in deep sleep we become aware of the joy we experienced in deep sleep the moment we wake up and reflect upon it. This clearly shows that we are animated by consciousness of the self during that state also. The deep sleep state is characterized by the total absence of all distinctions together with awareness of the subject and object and the distinction between the two. Apart from these three, there is one more state, that is Turiya, the fourth one, which is neither conscious of the internal world nor conscious of the external world nor conscious of both the worlds nor mass of consciousness nor simple consciousness nor unconsciousness, which is unseen, beyond empirical determination, beyond the grasp of the mind, undemonstrable, unthinkable, indescribable, and the nature of the consciousness alone, where all phenomena cease to exist and which remains unchanging, peaceful, auspicious, and non-dual. The first three states are mutually exclusive in that each exists in its own right of the exclusion of the other two, while the fourth is the conscious background against which everything that happens in the three states occurs. It is as if a witness sakshi to all that happens in our conscious life. Atman as Sakshi. The concept of Atman as Sakshi is allegorically expressed in the Mundakopanishad. Atman, albeit in one nature, is described as possessing a dual character. Firstly, there the supreme consciousness, through association with the mind and senses, engages in actions, thereby reaping their sweet and bitter results as Jiva. Secondly, there is the consciousness which remains aloof as a pure spectator or witness, Sakshi, and who is in essence none other than Jiva Sakshi identified with Brahman. Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishasvajate Tayoranyaha Pippalam Swadvati Anasnananyo Abhichatasiti. Translation. Two birds, companions and always united, cling of the self, same tree. One eats the sweet pippala fruit, the other looks on without eating. Here, the former refers to the Jivatma, who eats the diverse fruits of many flavors and consequently experiences the pleasure and pain of life. The latter, who looks on without eating, is the Sakshin or Atman, always one with Brahman, ever untouched by Maya, in which Jiva is engulfed. He is at the same time the controller of both the individual soul and the body, and is also the detached witness of their activities. Svetasvatara Upanishad went one step further by stating that the Atman as Sakshi. It regards him as the supreme deity or consciousness which, being all by itself, governs the entire universe. The verse goes like this. Eko devaha sarvabhuteshu gudaha sarvavyapi sarvabhuta antaratma karmadhyakshaha sarvabhuta adhivasaha sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunascha. Is the witness, the knower, the absolute, free from all attributes. Chitsukacharya, who establishes the nature of Atman as Sakshin, explains in his magnum opus Tattva Pradipika that the self-sharing nature of Atman as Sakshi cannot be denied because the Shruti says that Atman is the self-luminous. The sloka runs as follows. Chidrupatvat akarmatvat swayam jyotiriti srutehe atmanaha swaprakasatvam ko nivaraitum kshamaha. Unlike other branches of knowledge, this knowledge can be acquired through sadhana on the instruction of a preceptor who has had experienced the supreme reality, and that is why it is said in the Mundaka Upanishad. Tadvidhi pranipatena tadvijnanardham sa gurumeva vigachet samit panihi srotriyam brahmanishtam. The same idea is found in the Gita also. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. The Advaita Vedanta tradition has thus conceived the Sakshi Chaitanya as the highest level of spiritual consciousness attainable in this life. Thank you.